Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I am still croaky. However, this is the card that I thought we would make together today. It's really straightforward because you almost do no stamping at all. So yeah, it's got die cuts and punches, so you would obviously need a die cutting machine. But let me show you the supplies that I'm going to use. So I've got a piece of the Golden Honey Designer Series paper that is free with a qualifying order during the celebration while stocks last. I've die cut a piece of vellum using, let me grab my dies and check which one it's from, using from the bundle, the Painted Poppies bundle. It's this die here. Which is actually the only die that I've used. Then I've got from the Painted Poppy elements, which come in vellum, black, coloured and watercolour with embossing or resist on. Fantastic. You get 8 sheets, and I cannot tell you how many elements, but let's just say lots. So I've got a piece of the vellum. I've got one of the printed images. I've already punched in basic black this little label, which uses one of the new label punches from the mini catalogue. And then I just need to grab another punch, which I have just forgotten to get out. Oh no, here it is. And this is the other new label punch from the mini catalogue. And I need a piece of Poppy Parade, or a punch in the Poppy Parade, and I'm going to do that from the middle of the mat that we're going to use. No one will know that we've done that, so it is perfect. Okay, so this is, once you've done all the bits, this is actually quite a quick card to put together. Oh, and I do need a mat for the inside of my card, because obviously writing in black on black is difficult, so a mat for the inside of the card. Right, I'm going to cough. Sincere apologies. If I didn't have it, I would be a lot happier. So I've got a piece of the white crinkle seam binding, which is part of the Poppy suite, and I'm going to use that as, I'm going to, actually I won't do that. Let me do this with a scrap of paper. You can do it on the inside of your card, but let's not, hey. I'm going to stamp in Poppy Parade onto this ribbon using one of the splatters. You can see I've already done it on this piece of paper before. So I'm using this splatter. So I just need a block. Excuse me while I get a block. And I'm going to ink up. I've used this ink quite a lot. I probably need to re-ink. So all I'm doing is stamping onto the ribbon so that I get this mottled look. It will take a little while to dry, which is why I thought I would do it first, but it does give us a really nice finish. So there we go, that is our ribbon ready to go. I'm going to need this again, so let me bring in my inside, and if I show you what I'm doing the same thing on the inside with the splat. So I need, from the Peaceful Moments, I need that one, and hopefully a seed block will be big enough. Yes, it will. So let me grab my Memento ink pad and ink that up nicely and stamp. It's even straight, even though I didn't do it straight on. Hey ho. Sometimes things work well. So I've just inked up my splat. I'm going to stamp off and then stamp onto that sentiment, and there we are. Should I say it's straight? Not really. let's try the other side, shall we? And see if we can do it neater. I'm going to actually go the other way round and do my splat first. I don't mind that I've picked up some ink there because we've got a splat anyway, so that is all fine. Ooh. And let's try getting it straight this time. There we go, that's better. It's amazing what happens when you actually stamp things straight on. So that is all the stamping we need to do. So I don't need my scrap anymore. And I'll pop those 2 stamps to one side to clean later. Won't lose my ribbon. Right, so to pop this together is actually really quite straightforward, because all we need to do is adhere our stitched piece with some snail. And it's going to be covered up, so it's fine. Pop that onto our... Actually, no, first things first, I need to put the ribbon on. It's painful, isn't it? I'm blaming my chest infection on the fact that my brain is not working at all. It's my excuse, and I'm going to stick to it. So I need to pop this onto my Poppy Parade layer first, and I'm actually going to use snail because A, it's paper, and B, I want to make sure that I don't get glue in the hole. Ooh. So let's just... See, once upon a time I had a brain. Unfortunately, it has gone walkabout. So I'm going to just add some snail there and there, and then I can wrap my ribbon around, and I'm going to line it up, hopefully, with maybe one further up. I'm going to line it up there, bring it round to the other side, and just making sure that we are straight. Ooh, haven't got my snail straight, of course. So let's add some more of that. And then that can go across there. And then I can just trim the spare piece off. And the spare piece is way too big for what I need, but that's fine. Ooh, twisted, always a plan. You know, there are moments when you kind of think, maybe I should be in bed. I think that might be one of the moments I'm going through now. I don't actually feel too bad, but my brain is just not working one little bit. That's better. Right, and then I'm just going to pop my ribbon around here and tie it in a bow. So I hope everyone else is feeling well. I'm not feeling too bad, I'm just very croaky. I have one of these strange constitutions where the time when I lose my voice, and actually this isn't bad for me, is actually when I start feeling better. The lead up is normally when I feel at my worst, when nobody knows that I'm actually feeling unwell, because I sound okay, so I must be feeling okay. But that's generally actually when I'm feeling at my worst. Let's just shorten that one a wee bit, there we go. And then just trim my ends. Now, as I was saying, it's actually quite easy. It is. If you have a brain, this is a simple card to put together. So, let me make sure I've got my everything the right way around. I'm going to actually pop that way round and overlap it. Yeah, sort of that much. But I want it to one side so that this is a definite feature to the side. Right, okay, so for layering up, I need to adhere my black piece onto my red piece, and it fits quite nicely across the middle. So these arcs here basically the same arc. You'd think it was intended, wouldn't you? Now this, I'm going to colour on the back. You can just see, and I don't know if you can, but there is a little shine on one side. That's the right side. So I'm going to colour on the back side, and I'm going to take my dark Poppy Parade blend, and reasonably carefully, but I'm not worrying too much because we've got splodges everywhere else. I'm going to colour into that flower and then onto the little bud. And then with my dark Old Olive, I'm going to colour the leaves, or leaf, I suppose, it's only one, and the stem. But as I say, if you don't keep inside the lines, it's really not a big problem. It's hardly going to be seen anyway. It's just going to be one of those, I know it's there and you know it's there, but nobody else really knows it's there. Now this one is actually the other way round from the first one. I knew that when I pulled it off, so that's not a surprise. I'm just going to add some snail. I would like to add some snail just there, and possibly just a little bit there. And then this is going over to one side so that it comes onto the red, and then this I'm actually going to use liquid adhesive for, and this will help trap the vellum piece. So I'm not going to go too far down because the bottom actually hangs off. And this piece I'm going to pop so that it's covering up this blue, but that will help trap this vellum piece quite nicely. There we go. Okay, so now I just need some dimensionals. Excuse me. I should hasten to add that I really can't complain that I've got a bad throat, well, chest. This is the first cold or chest infection I have had probably in about 3 years. So, as I say, I really can't complain. Living in the middle of nowhere does have its advantages because you don't get everybody's bugs. Right, there we go. So that is the outside piece. So let's pop that onto our card blank, and this is just a half sheet of A4. Now do remember all the dimensions will be over on my website, and there's a link to that immediately below in the description bar. If you don't already subscribe, bottom right hand corner there is a little button you can push to subscribe, and it's always lovely for my subscriber numbers to go up. I get a little thrill every time they do, which I know is very sad, but then that's me. And of course, if you're in the UK, that is the right one. If you're in the UK, if you would like to shop with me, there's a list of all the items I have used in the description bar below or over on my website. And if you're in either the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, oh, and the UK, duh, you can, of course, join my team of Stampin' Up demonstrators. We are the Sparkling Sunflowers, because, as you may know, sunflowers are my logo, and my Sparkling Sunflowers are just an amazing bunch of people. If you join during Celebration, of course, you get all the extra bits and pieces as well. There's information on that below and over on my website. So there we go. Really pretty, really easy card to put together, particularly when you have a brain that is functioning. Thank you very much for joining me again today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And as I say, if you don't already subscribe, click that subscribe button and be the person that gives me a little thrill when I check my subscriber numbers next time. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.